This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
There's a beautiful sugya in Chulin Daf Mem Tes regarding the mitzvah of Berchas Kohanim, where we know the Kohanim are commanded to bench Klal Yisrael, Kaisav Archas Bnei Yisrael, and the question is, the Kohanim bless Klal Yisrael, but who benches the Kohanim? Kohanim seem to be left out of all of it. So a very interesting machlokes Tanoim, how the Kohanim themselves gain the bracha min hashamayim. So Rabbi Shmuel says that we learn out from Kaisav Archas Bnei Yisrael the bracha that the Kohanim give Klal Yisrael, but the bracha that the Kohanim get from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, says Rabbi Shmuel, we learn that out from the words Va'ani avarachem, that the Rebbeinu Shalom himself comes and benches the Kohanim. And Rabbi Kiva disagrees. Rabbi Kiva says we don't use Va'ani avarachem for that purpose, but instead the bracha that the Kohanim get from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is learned out from a pasuk in Parshas Lech Lecha, where the Rebbeinu Shalom tells Avraham, Va'avarecha mevarechecha, that I will bench those who bench you. And therefore, since the Kohanim are benching other Yidden, therefore the Rebbeinu Shalom in turn benches the Kohanim. So you say, what's the nafkamina? Either way, at the end of the day, the Kohanim are getting their bracha. There's a very interesting Binyan Shleimai, Siman Chavav. The Binyan Shleimai brings down that this machlokes, Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yishmael, actually makes an afkamina lehalacha, because there's a klal. The klal is from the Sefer Yad Malachi, klal Shin Lamed Hey, that we know that there are times that Bezdin will enforce that a person fulfills a mitzvah saseh d'oraisa. Sometimes Bezdin will impose the fulfillment of a d'oraisa on an individual. The question is, will Bezdin force a kohen to be mavarich Klal Yisrael? So one would think yes. However, there's a rule that whenever the schar for a mitzvah is kasav b'tzidai, whenever the reward is written in its place, then Bezdin will not be koifeh on a mitzvah saseh. So therefore, says Rabbi Yitzchak Yerucham Diskin, quoted by the Binyan Shleimai, that this would actually be an afkamina between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shmuel. That according to Rabbi Akiva, that the bracha that the Kohanim get and the schar that the Kohanim get is learned out from the pasuk in Lech Lecha va'avarcha mevarechecha. So it comes out the schar is written, but it's not written b'tzida. It's not written b'makoymai, and therefore it would come out that Bezdin will in fact impose the fulfillment of Berchas Kohanim on the Kohanim. However, according to Rabbi Shmuel, where the reward that the Kohanim get coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not written in Lech Lecha, it's written b'makoymai, it's from the pasuk of Ani Avarachem, so in that case, Bezdin in fact would not be able to impose the fulfillment of Berchas Kohanim on the Kohanim. It's interesting, Tosfos brings down that this klal of Avarcha Mevarachecha, which Rabbi Akiva learns that this is a source that the Kohanim are blessed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tosfos says this applies even by Goyim, which means, says Tosfos, even if a Gentile is Mevarech a Yid, Hashem in turn will be Mevarech that Gentile. In fact, Tosfos quotes Yushalmi, that Rabbi Shmuel once was greeted by a Gentile, and the Gentile said to Rabbi Shmuel, you should be blessed, and Rabbi Shmuel said, I don't have to return that greeting, because you've already been blessed min hashamayim. And the Chassam Sofer explains that what Rabbi Shmuel was saying, if I bless you, then you'll have received two blessings, one from me and one from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, while you only gave me one blessing, because I will not be blessed by blessing you, because va'avarcha mevarchecha applies when somebody blesses a yid, says the Chassam Sofer. But be it as it may, we see an incredible principle from Tosfos, that whenever you bless a yid, you generate bracha min hashamayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bless you. Comes the Avudraham, now with Tu B'Shvat coming, Eretz Hashem, Sunday evening. And the Magen Avraham brings down on Tu B'Shvat, we eat a lot of peiros, and of course we make many brachas. What's the concept of making a bracha? Does HaKadosh Baruch Hu need our bracha? And the Avudraham says a very powerful concept, that if a person, by blessing a yid, is blessed from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then alachas kama v'kama, if you bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you will be blessed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Avudraham, the whole purpose of our being mevarech HaKadosh Baruch Hu is to generate HaKadosh Baruch Hu's bracha to us. So by making mea brachos b'chol yom, by being mevarech on peiros, every bracha that we're mevarech HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's not for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a way of tapping in to this incredible power of va'avarcha mevarechecha, which if it applies to another Yid, even if a Goy is Mavarech another Yid. Alachas Kama V'Kama, when we are Mavarech HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ratza HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Lezakois Es Yisrael, the Rebbeinu Shalom wanted to be Mazake us, B'chol Mili Demeitav, with every type of bracha, and therefore we have so many opportunities a day to tap into that great koyach of Avarcha, Mavarachecha. So let me be the first to take advantage. Thank you so much for listening, and everybody should be Nisbarech B'chol Mili Demeitav.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.